Hi, BookTube, it's Jenny. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for coming to my rescue last week. It was a real roller coaster. Things were really bad, and then they got good, and um, everything's okay now. But really, um, I really appreciated everybody being so kind to me, and all the nice comments and support, and it was exactly what I needed, basically. Um, and thank you. Um, and yeah, so some people bought some prints, and two of the prints that were bought have some of my poetry on it, but just like pieces of the poems. So I thought that I would explain about those. I would read you the whole poems and then explain about the artwork and the poems, and um yeah. So this one was bought, and this is a recycled album cover, and I made this with collage and oil-based paint markers, and there you go. And so there's a little bit of a poem on there, and this poem was written sometime between 2003 and like 2007 probably. I have on here that I read it out loud at a poetry reading in 2009. Um, and yeah, so I was in my 20s when I wrote this, and it's called The 100,000 Lies. There was 100,000 lies pouring from your mouth. They came from every corner of your soul. I dreamed of Edo, the city in the sky. In my lie, we were just sleeping. But when I would awake, there was pain. When you held me and I cried, and you said, I'm sorry. When I hated you more than anything. And so that's the entire poem. And then, this print was also bought, and has a little bit of poetry on it. And um, so originally that was a pastel drawing, and this was made sometime after 2003 in a art therapy course that I took at college. So I did this pastel drawing while doing some kind of exercise in that class, and then the poem that has to do with the drawing was written sometime around the same time, but I don't know what came first, but I just know that they're connected. And yeah, so it was this pastel drawing first, and then from this pastel drawing I did an oil painting, which I'll show you. Okay, there's the painting. Just covering up my last name, so that's why that looks weird there. And it says 2006 corner there. So I was 23 when I painted this. And so, there's a woman in red running away from a man in a cowboy hat. Anyway, that was the painting. And then sometime after that, I made this ink drawing, and I added the words from the poem that have to do with all of it into it. And then, okay, so I'll read you the entire poem. The drug eye, the ruby skin glows, dampened by the downcast holes burned in him. A man I know, am familiar with, have encountered before. And I know memory is there to serve me pain, although he may not be the man who punched a hole in the wall because he missed my face. I know somehow he's just a man, like many men, like all these men, with eyes that burn, itch and reddish and pitch, of tar of black and spit trickling from his lips. I know I'm waiting for him to be the one who hates me and calls me bitch. Even before he's gotten a word out of his mouth, I'm running and ducking and looking for a way out. The horror movie is on replay on the inside of my eyes, and I'm crunching my shoulders up in pain and waiting. Right. So so now that I've read you the poem, the image is about domestic violence, right? You got a woman running away from a man, and yeah, so that's what that's about. And then so weird side story with that. So sometime around 2007 or 2008, there was someone who was scaring me, and then he told me he was gonna get a tattoo of of the of this painting on his arm, and then I told him like, don't don't get it tattooed on yourself. And then like a week later, he sent me a text message image of it tattooed on his arm. And I remember this because back then, I had a little like flip phone where they have where the pictures were very grainy and like not good because it was like 2007, but I could make out that was a tattoo of that image. And then I blocked his number, and there's more to that story, but I'm do a really bad job with editing, so I'm trying to figure out what I should say and what I should not say. But the point I want to make though is that um I feel like you should ask someone like what a painting is about, like the meaning behind it, before you go and get it tattooed on your skin. Um, just just a thought. I mean, some things could just be a drawing of a cat and that's all there is to it, but other things might have like more deeper meaning behind it. And I mean, why would you want something about like domestic violence tattooed on your skin? Um, but I mean, so in a strange way, what the painting was about, the story behind it, then got repeated again in real life in a weird situation where I was feeling scared of someone. And then ever since then, I have felt that the painting is cursed, and that and then I'm like, I don't know, I shouldn't I've never been able to get a good photograph of it so I could sell prints of it. And I've always been like, well, maybe that's the curse that's on the painting. And I don't know. I hope the painting's not cursed, and I hope that by making this video, I did not spread the curse. And uh, but maybe you will find that story entertaining, and I hope you found the poems entertaining or something. Anyway, thank all of you. I'm just thanking all of you And thank you so much for being there for me. And you're all adorable and wonderful. Okay. Thank you. Bye.